For decades, music has captivated audiences in many ways, through CDs, 8-track tapes, cassettes, and today's topic, vinyls. In a world that is constantly evolving their means of technology in music, vinyl has surged to the mainstream again and again. But why? How can a grooved disc keep coming back? To answer that question, we have to go back to the beginning, all the way back to 1877, with the invention of the phonograph. Chapter 1. The Birth of Vinyl. Phonographs were invented by Thomas Edison, mainly to serve one purpose: record and play back sound. He did this with a wax cylinder placed in between two needles, which would etch the sounds made into a wax cylinder with the crank of a wheel. At the time, this invention was revolutionary and would be the foundation for modern turntables today. A decade later, in 1887, a German immigrant by the name of Emil Berliner created what is known as the gramophone, aka the record player with the big speaker. Its main purpose was to bring the phonograph into modern-day homes. A key difference between the gramophone and phonograph is that the gramophone switched from a wax cylinder to a flat disc made of shellac, more reminiscent of today's vinyls. It made physical media like music and telecasts able to reach more people than once before. From the early to mid-20th century, the standard for most records was what we call 78s, which means the record spins at 78 rotations per minute, or RPMs. Most record players today, however, only go up to 33 or 45 RPMs. This is due to the birth of what is known as a long play vinyl, or better known as an LP. Chapter 2. The Uprising. Companies like RCA and CBS experimented heavily with records in the 1940s. And in 1948, CBS would be the company to release the first 12-inch 33 RPM LP record. This allowed for more songs to be played on one side of the vinyl, about 20 minutes each side, and forced the music industry to adapt overnight. It also switched from the shellac material to a polyvinyl carbonate, giving vinyl its name. The industry also started producing 7-inch vinyls, also known as 45s. These types of vinyls were crucial to the rising popularity of people like Chuck Berry, Bill Haley, and Elvis Presley. It also helped technology evolve further, with stereo systems becoming a much-needed attachment for turntables to give the surround sound experience on records like Dark Side of the Moon and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And with every uprising, there must be Chapter 3, The Fall-Off. In 1982, Sony would debut the first compact disc, or CD. This would become the new industry standard due to its small size and ability to travel on the go. With this, vinyls would take a hard beating and sales would decline throughout the 1990s to 2000s. As music became portable with CDs and cassettes, why would everybody ever want a vinyl to play only at home? Unlike many stories of fall-offs, however, this one doesn't end here. Chapter 4. The Resurgence. Through these years that vinyl was in a lull, a few collectors would keep vinyls on the shelves. This group of people, conventionally known as audiophiles, would keep collecting and preaching vinyl's aesthetic appeal and sound quality. Eventually, with the birth of streaming services like Spotify, CDs were rendered obsolete and vinyls would come back into the mainstream. But why? The resurgence of vinyl can be factored to many things. Collectors keeping them on the shelves long enough for a new wave of collectors to come in, like myself, or it could be because of the sound quality, being unmatched to any service out there. The fact of the matter is, vinyl isn't going anywhere, and though it may dip out of the mainstream again in 10 to 20 years, it'll always come back. And if you're going to take anything away from this video, pick up a vinyl. Play it. I'm sure it won't disappoint.